Nothing at all? Nothing exciting? I was asked, but out of respect for you, because I have a lot of respect for you, I'm not going to say anything.
What?
Okay? To ask about the quality of your lettuce today.
I'm not, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm not, we're good. Okay, just, that was asked to me, but I was like, nope, I got too much respect, so.
I got
Keep it to
stitches.
yourself. I heard all about it. How you're supposed to have greasy hair and
I'm not allowed to
blood
wash it for
streaks in your
48
hair.
hours.
It is what it is. You know? 48 hours. You think?
Oh, that's not.
Have you seen some of the lettuce of the guys in here? 48 hours. That's like a treat for their hair.
Yeah, but it was like
All right.
horrible because it was after I.
I'm sure it is. I can imagine. I can imagine.
Right up here.
All right, so here we go. Translations. We've reflected the last 2 days of class. Now we're going to translate. Sliding. That's what we're doing. Sliding left, right, up, and down. That's what we're going to do. Slide. Reminder, quick review. Symbol for, and we don't have to copy this down. Symbol for reflection, because I don't have to write that darn word every time. Symbol for reflection. How do I know reflection's happening? Symbol? Ah, come on. That's right. I got to call on people. 9. Symbol for reflection. Darn right. Lowercase r with some kind of subscript telling me the line I reflect over. Ooh, how about this, though? For a translation, there's three different ways I could write a translation. The first one's called function notation. Function notation, here's how it looks. It's going to say, all right, take any coordinate x, y, and do this with it. I would have had this ready by now, being a professional. There it is. Take your x coordinate and add 2. Can you guys give me a direction we're moving right now? If I'm taking my x coordinate and adding 2, where am I going? Right 2. And then what if I do this and take your y coordinate and subtract 3? So you guys just told me, take all your points, go right 2, and what's the y minus 3 tell me we're moving? Down 3. So that's how my figure is going to move. Right 2, down 3, using what we call function notation. Function notation tells you exactly what to do with your x and exactly what to do with your y. Questions? Vector notation, very similar. Very similar. Vector notation, except you won't see the x and the y anymore. You'll just see this. And for some reason, they put it in like the inside like the inequalities there. I don't know why, but you're just going to see the numbers. So let's say I put 4, -6 in there now. That's the translation I want you to perform. What are you going to do with your points? The 4 tells me what? Where am I moving? Right 4 and down 6. Okay. So I got function notation tells me exactly what to do with the x and the y's. Vector notation, I kind of drop the x and the y, but I know right 4, down 6. And then I have, this one doesn't have a name. It's just the symbol. Capital T. Capital T. And if anybody has an issue with my T because I put fangs on it, deal with it. That's how I roll. I put little fangs there. And then you'll see a subscript, which tells me where we're moving. -2, 2. Where are we moving? Here we go. Where are we moving if I see -2 for an x and +2 for a y? Where are we moving all our points? 1.
Left 2 and up 2.
Left 2, up 2. Good work. All points are moving left 2, up 2. So 3 different ways you could see it. 3 different ways I may ask you to write a translation. Questions? All right. Prove to me we're actually doing a translation. So I got my square ABCD. That's my, remember, oh, I shouldn't say anything. I probably just gave it away. What do we call that? What's the vocabulary term we call the figure we start with? Griff,
Preimage.
preimage, A, B, C, D. Maybe I did a translation and then I ended up with the image, A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. Is this really a translation? Well, how do I figure it out? All right. Everyone start at point A for me. Give me a direction and a distance to go from A to A prime. How do I get from A to A prime? Give me a direction and a distance to get from A to A prime. Right, left, up, down, how many? From A to A prime. How many are you going? Give me direction and distance here. 10?
Down 3 over 6.
Okay, I always go X first, so over 6, down 3. Everyone, over 6, down 3? If this is actually a translation, that better be the rule for B, C, and D. That right 6, down 3 better be the rule for those 3 points. So go ahead and check. Do I get from B to B prime, C to C prime, and D to D prime by doing those rules? If it only works on 3 and not the last one, it's not a translation. It's got to be the same direction and distance for all 4 of them. And am I going the same direction and distance? Right 6, down 3? Yep. So this is yes. It is a translation. How do you know? Because all points move the same distance and direction. All right, that is a definition of a translation. That all points move the same distance and direction. And then finally, describe the translation. We said in words, right 6, down 3. I want somebody to pick a notation and we'll write it that way. Ooh, big decision here. Big decision. Big decision. 15, what notation you want to write it in? You just wanted me to keep pointing everyone until you told me. 5, which notation? You want to do vector? All right, you got it. Vector notation. What should go in your vectors that represents right 6, down 3? We said 6, 3, right? Right 6, down 3. What number should go in your vector now? Right 6, down 3. Oh, 16. There you go. Good work. Good work, everyone. Good work. Questions before we start doing it on some figures? Oh, you're hungry. You're hungry. You want more? Let's go. Triangle ABC. Let's graph it. 2, 1. So nobody really did anything exciting over break, huh? All right. That's a long time to be balled up in the corner of your room. Wishing you had friends. Just saying. And now graph the image using that vector notation, -4, 1. So before we start, you're going to take every point and move it where, how many units? If you see -4, 1, every point's getting moved where? Describe to me in your own words first. 22, where's everything getting moved?
Left 4 and up 1.
There we go, let's do it. Everything's getting moved left 4, down 1. Or sorry, left 4, up 1. Left 4, up 1. And make sure we start calling them primes now. C prime, A prime, B prime. I know the directions don't say it, but I'm going to ask 3 people right now to state those coordinates. What's A prime, B prime, and C prime, just so I can show you something as well. What are A prime, B prime, and C prime? Can you please give me the coordinates of A prime? 18? A prime.
-2, 2.
Thank you. B prime. Oh, 16. -1, 4. You guys are machines. C prime. 12.
-5, 4.
Unbelievable. Real quickly, we graph these first. Let me show you a little way to do the coordinates first if you wanted to do those, then graph. A was 2, 1. Everyone agree? Yep, 2, 1. And I asked you to translate it through this vector, -4, 1. And right now, all you guys know is that means left 4, up 1. You can just do some quick algebra. 2 minus 4. 2 minus 4. What do you got? -2. 1 plus 1? 2. Okay, so you can add and subtract the coordinates before to see what it's going to be, and then you can graph it. That's up to you, though. Okay, you could just do some algebra. Any questions? All right, one more, a little similar. All right, another triangle. -3, 4. Let's graph it. Sure, I'll ask one more time. Any big things happen over break? Somebody's got to share something. And we're good.
No, use it.
What do we got? You guys don't have to. I'm not going to force people to.
You can say
Whatever.
Lauren. Say it. You can say it.
I went to New York City.
We
Okay.
went and saw Phantom of the Opera.
Awesome. How was it?
It was really good.
Quite beautiful. We got yelled at.
No, you got yelled at. I did not.
I got yelled at
Nice.
for you talking.
Get to go down the city. Good
Like
times.
every time.
Capital T tells me there's a translation going on. What's the subscript 3, -1 telling me? Where are all these points moving? 3, -1 in the subscript. They're all moving where? 2?
Right 3, down 1.
Right 3, down 1. So if you want to do it on the graph now, that's fine. If you want to find the coordinates first, then graph it, that's fine too. I am going to ask for 3 people, though, to state the coordinates, though. So right 3, down 1. Hey, how about A prime? When you're ready. 1, Meg, when you're ready, A prime.
0, 3.
Good job. That's 0, 3, everybody, not 3, 0. 0, 3. B prime. What are we looking at? 8.
-1, -2.
Good deal. And C prime. What are we looking at for C prime? I'm going to get somebody new here. 14. One job. 21. 1, 0. All right, good work, everyone. Good work. So it doesn't seem like we're having any issues there. All right, new concept. Draw the vector that defines this translation. First of all, what is a vector? It's an arrow. Okay, looks something like this. Okay, that's called a vector. The vector tells you the direction and distance you just made. All right, so we just went right 3, down 1. I need a vector that says you went right 3, down 1. Easiest way to draw the vector, start at one of your pre-image and go to your image. So if I start at A, there's where I started. Draw me an arrow that says you went right 3, down 1. Well, I ended up at A prime, and there it is. There's my vector. Okay, there's my vector. And again, you could do it from any, or hey, if you're feeling really nuts, you can just start anywhere on the graph and go right 1, 2, 3, down 1. And there you go. You can just do it randomly on the graph. It doesn't have to come from a pre-image to an image point. But that's what a vector is. We got an arrow that tells you the directions and distance. You just slit everything. Questions, comments? Any concerns? All right. Now I got an honors level question for you. Here's an honors level question. 3-3. I went to 6-1 by doing some translation. That's for you to figure out in a second. So I started at 3-3 and I went to 6-1. I did some type of translation. Can you guys use that translation to find the pre-image? Whoa, pre-image. So hey, look at part A. 8-3 is where I ended. Where did I start is what I'm looking for. I ended up on the coordinate of 8-3 using this translation rule. Where did I start? Before I let you try this on your own or in your groups, what was the rule? If I went from 3-3 to 6-1, what was my rule? 1. Meg, what was my rule to go from 3-3 to 6-1? From 3 to 6, what did I move?
3, -2.
Good. 3, -2 is my rule, no matter how I write it. So I started on this mystery point, went right 3, down 2, and I ended up at 8-3. Where did I start? So you guys go ahead, take your time, talk to each other if you want. Where did I start each of these? Where did I start? I ended up at 8-3 and 2, -5. Where did I start then? But you got to use the rule 3, -2 to get there. Where did I start? Where did we start? All right, where did I start if I ended up on 8-3? If I ended up on 8-3, where did I start this journey? 19, there's one.
5, 5.
5-5, yep. If I start at 5-5 and go right 3, down 2, I end up at 8-3. And then where did I start if I ended up on 2, -5 then? Oh, 18?
-1, -3.
-1, -3. All good? And then finally we get to the band camps here. I got any band people here? Where do you play, Griff? Trombone. How long you been playing? Wow. You enjoy it? Anybody else? Only one, huh? Usually there's more. I only had one in my other class. I had a flute player in the other class. No other bands? That would require talking, right? That would take away from your corner time, right? That would take away from your corner time. Thank you for the demonstration. In case anybody didn't know what trombone was, Paul, please go ahead. In case anybody didn't know. There you go. That's trombone. Thanks, Paul. Thank you. That is the trombone. Just in case you've lived under a rock or in the corner of your room your entire life, I guess. And also too, just in case anybody needed it, I do have right forward, left backward here in case anybody needed directions. All right. Anyway, part A here. We're going to go from position 1 to position 2. First thing we're going to do, let's describe how I get there in words. Forget about all the notation we did today, the new notation. Tell me in words, how do I go from position 1 to position 2? And I don't know if anyone's seen it yet. You better be careful. Take a peek at your X and Y axes. Why is it a little different than usual? Anybody see it? See it? Why is our X and Y axes a little different? Here's 0, 0. Still 0, 0's in the middle. Anybody see why it's different, Lauren?
They go by 2.
They go by 2s. Yeah, so be careful when you tell me your distance. So how do I go from position 1 to position 2? Go ahead. In your own words. In your own words. Up, down, left, right, and a distance. How do I go from position 1 to position 2? Griff, you ever been in a marching band? No? All right, tell me how to get there in your own words. 17, how do I go from position 1 to position 2 in your own words?
Go left 12.
That's it. I have to go up or down. Left 12. Okay, left 12. All right, now let's put it in function notation now. That was the very first type of notation I gave you in your notes. All right, so here we go. Function notation. You always started out with x comma y. You take any random point, x comma y. What should you be doing with the x to go left 12? Left 12. What should I be putting with the x? 2? Left 12, Matt. What should I be doing with the x?
Minus 12.
X minus 12. Yep. That's how I represent that. X minus 12. And did I move up or down? No. So you can just keep it y. If you want to show off and put y plus 0 or y minus 0, sure. Whatever floats your boat there, kids. But just having y there alone is fine. And then finally, now let's go from 1 to 3, but use translation vector instead. Okay, use a translation vector as your notation. So 1 to 3, everybody, going from position 1 to position 3. Make sure you put left and right first, up and down second. So position 1 to 3. If you want to write it in words first and then write the notation, that's a good idea too. All right, what do you got? Talk to me here. How do I get from position 1 to position 3? Meg, got something here for me?
Negative 12.
Okay, hold on. Yep. I go left. No, you're fine. You're fine. I'm just describing it to everyone else. I go left 12, so that's got to be negative 12. And then what should be my y coordinate? Down 9. So I represent that with minus 9. So left 12 units, down 9, represented as negative 12, negative 9. Questions? All right, I'm going to let you go on your own and start the homework. I'm just going to forewarn people, graphs are optional tonight. You don't need the graph. And also, please pay attention when you get to numbers 23 to 24. It says write a translation rule, but it gives you like which ones, doesn't tell you which one's which. Please write a rule from blue to green figure, right, when you get to 23 and 24. All right, you're on your own. You guys that want to take care of the shooting, we can do it now. Also, you don't have to, by the way. I don't want to force people up with the dartboard, but you are risking your safety for tomorrow's vote. Just an FYI. So if you guys that want to come up and try to be safe for tomorrow, you can come on up and we'll get this done now.